there's a common saying between Asian parents that high school is a watershed. It is a period where children start to divide and step on different life paths. With that, different education systems also make a difference in terms of the influence it has on a person. As a group of students who study in an experimental high school and the only project-based school in Taiwan, we surely notice some major influences it has brought to our lives. Hi guys, this is VIS VLOGS and welcome to our second episode. Today, we're going to discuss the influence of being in an experimental high school.
So I think, experimental high school has influenced me a lot in terms of the way I think, because here in an experimental education, it is important to think outside of the box, to think outside of the system, right? That's why we don't follow standard government-issued curriculum. And also, exclusively here at VIS, they want you to have a global vision. So think with a global perspective, right? So I think they feed you a lot of information in terms of global news or politics and all that, so that you can develop a global perspective, and it really helps when you it really helps when it comes to the process of making decisions and such.
Yeah, I agree, because I think for experimental high school, we don't really follow textbooks, so I think that kind of agrees with thinking outside of the box, because we are not only looking at the same content every day. And also, for example, for VIS, we have a lot of community partners, so that relates to thinking globally, because the community partners, they came from over the world and from different fields of careers, so I think we learn a lot from that as well.
I think a lot of this has been influenced by we're trying to, in PBL, we're trying to have a real world experience. We're connecting with our community and a real working environment, which is pretty cool to connect with.
Yeah, I want to add on to Stanley's point, right? So I think the influence also includes the pass on of soft skills, right? Because the environment actually encourages you to work with people, to express your opinion freely, right? So it really develops your skills of, let's say, communication, working in teams, or even debating.
Yeah, so to build up on that, I think one of the big changes on me as a person is that at least I became more open to collaborations and team building. Because for experimental high school, we often have smaller class sizes, and I think this makes a difference in terms that students are able to build deeper connections with each other, and with deeper connections, it's easier just to collaborate and to work in a team.
I think same with the connections. There's also connections with your teacher as well. I surely think that I connect at least more than public school to my teachers and collaborate together. We call them by their first names, right? It's a more personal experience.
And also this learning environment, just all of the above, I think it really adds up into your passion in learning, right? You'll over time you'll start to notice that you'll become truly passionate in what you're working on and what you're doing in school, such as this project. I think most of our teammates are passionate about this. So,
yeah, it's we spent so much time in this project. We're so connected to it, and it's a lot of work, but it feels good. It's good work.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, we dedicated so much time to finish, and also there are a lot of steps inside, right? We have to do the podcast and the storyboards and everything. I think slowly it makes us we have we feel more emotions to it, and it's something that we did together, and I think it feels it actually makes a difference.
Oh, Rachel touched on to something that I actually wanted to talk about, right? So because only because that we are covering so many topics like storyboarding, recording, and podcasts, the production, and all that, we are able to develop in a lot of different aspects, right? So you'll be a multidisciplinary person compared to just being professionalized in one thing. I think this is, at least for me, this is something that I feel is a much better thing than just learning the traditional curriculum.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that. I've coming into this school year, I didn't know anything about video editing. I've never like edited a video or like touched audio techniques or anything. But like now I have this knowledge that I probably wouldn't have learned anywhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So I think like this kind of relates to like this influence of also having like more choices in the future, because like you're building up so much like various skills right now, like video editing and like voiceovers and just storyboards. I think these things like in the future they will become like more choices for you. You can choose like more fields and like careers and stuff.
Ooh, one thing I want to mention is that after experiencing experimental education, I kind of get the feeling. Start to get the feeling of that learning is actually not always a painful and hard thing, right? It can be fun. You can enjoy the process, and you can basically learn anything you want as long as there's passion.
Yeah, I've definitely seen the passion part of it that you're talking about. Like for example, my business class, I have a lot of work to do, but it feels good to be like you know that you're learning stuff, because like you can see your projects improving, your like way of tackling stuff. It's a lot more efficient than previously. Yeah.
And also like as you develop the passion, you also like I think you have like much more time to focus on things that you're truly passionate about. Like at least in our school, yeah, we could like, for example, if you already have like a little interest in doing like filmings and like video editings, this will be like a really good choice, and you're also enjoying in this process.
Yeah, and also talking about choices, it gives really a lot of choices, right? You can decide whether you want to work on the storyboard, join the production and media side, or you can decide if you want to do research and all that. It's all up to you, right? So, yeah, I think working on the things that you are interested in and the things that you like is a really, really important aspect of learning and of education, because that is the most sustainable way of learning. Like you're not gonna just feel burnt out after working on something hard and difficult and you're not interested in, right? You'll consistently work until you reached your goal.
Yeah, you want to succeed in as opposed to like your teacher wanting you to succeed. Like it's good.
Yeah,
it feels good.
It's good. So I think how are you guys' experience with experimental education so far? Like, do you like it? Is it something for you, or any criticisms?
Like our experimental part is the PBL, project-based learning.
Yeah.
You can definitely feel we learn through projects, obviously. We have a lot of projects, but like learning through action, like just doing it by yourself, like just doing it instead of like taking a lecture on it or something, you feel that you're learning. Like, yeah.
Yeah, you can see the progress because you're in charge of your progress.
Yeah, your output becomes better over time. Since experimental education is so new, there's not a lot of people to work with. It's just like I wish I could work with so much more people. Like the classes are pretty small.
Yeah.
As compared to like public school, but like it's so much more interesting to have the diversity of public school in experimental high school, which is like projects. Work with other people.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
So I think our mission now is to get experimental education to be something that's well known, to get it noticed by people, by parents, so that more and more people can join our path in experimental education. So you guys, our audience, please consider it for yourself. And I guess that will be it for our podcast today. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.